Hey everybody, my name is Ryan McLaughlin and I'm an attorney with Cannabiz Law Group, a law firm exclusively focused on the practice of legal cannabis law, that is the laws surrounding legal cannabis and hemp-derived CBD. Today's video is on medical marijuana in the state of Minnesota. Medical marijuana came to Minnesota in 2014 with the passage of the Medical Cannabis Therapeutic Use Act. That's thanks to Governor Dayton. Minnesota became the 23rd state to legalize medical cannabis. If you're in the state of Minnesota and you're interested, the department is the Minnesota Department of Health Office of Medical Cannabis, otherwise known as OMC. So that's through the Department of Health sub-branch called OMC, the Office of Medical Cannabis. What I'd like to do in this really short video is just give an overview, say for one, as a baseline, medical marijuana does exist in Minnesota. That's fantastic news. Number two, let's run through the qualifying conditions, talk about the costs and where you can get it. So the practical things. There's many tangential matters, such as whether insurance covers it, effect on kids in school, collateral consequences, if you travel with it, if you're subject to a national employer who may not recognize state-by-state medical programs, etc. If you have questions like that, feel free to call me or follow up with Cannabiz Law Group specifically. Okay, so basics. How do you qualify? Well, you have to have a qualifying condition, and I'll list them off. You have to have cancer, and it has to be terminal cancer, certified, and again, these all have to be certified conditions by a doctor or someone close to training to a doctor, so an advanced nurse practitioner. So cancer is one, glaucoma is one, HIV/AIDS is one, Tourette's is one, ALS is one, seizures is one. So is MS, IBS, inflammatory bowel syndrome, which includes Crohn's disease, any terminal illness with terminal within 1 year, so less than 1 year of life expectancy. Then we have PTSD, we have autism, we have obstructive sleep apnea, and starting July 1st of this year, 2019, we have Alzheimer's. And the last one that I did not mention thus far is intractable pain. And that seems to be, and I mentioned it last because it seems to be, unless you have IBS or PTSD, one that most people would direct their attention to. Most people have pain, so the question becomes, is it considered intractable if you're looking to qualify? And let's just run through the definition of intractable pain according to the statute, and this is Minnesota Statute 152.125. 152.125 defines tractable pain, and in order to certify intractable pain, a healthcare practitioner needs to find a patient whose pain, quote, cannot be removed according to generally accepted medical practice, and that the full range of known or accepted pain management techniques for this patient have been used without result or with bad side effects. So it has to be a last resort for intractable pain. Now there are many doctors and health practitioners who are certified, so finding one who may certify your condition is step one. Then you need to register. Registering is a fairly simple process once you get certified, and then you start receiving your medical marijuana. Now, you cannot smoke flower in the state of Minnesota. It's just pills, oil, meaning vape, and topical. So no smoking yet. There are so that's qualifying conditions. We've run through the qualifying conditions. The cost tends to be the problem here. Patients who've been accepted into the program report that costs are double, and we have a list of costs on Leafline's websites. They list their whole product range, and they range from approximately $30 to $230. What that really means is price per unit is double, sometimes triple what you can find in the illegal, illicit black market or on the street for marijuana. So that's something that really is problematic. You have people who say this is saving their lives, but they just can't afford it every month. So the dropout rate for the medical marijuana program in Minnesota is very high. Currently, there are 8 locations with 2 companies licensed to distribute medical marijuana. That's Minnesota Medical Solutions is 1, and Leafline Labs is 2. They have a handful of locations around the Twin Cities, and then elsewhere as well, north and south, just a few locations. So the big things to note here are that Minnesota does have a medical marijuana program. It is in the medium ground if you were to rate it in terms of restrictions on conditions. The price is very, very high, causing a dropout rate. So there's a lot to be done in terms of medical marijuana in Minnesota. If you do want to get into this market, if you'd like to get in as a patient, if you'd like to get in as a grower, if you'd like to get in, consulting folks, absolutely reach out. We'd be happy to help. From the legal standpoint, from the business and corporation standpoint, as the industry evolves around cannabis, and it's just a booming time to be in the cannabis space, Minnesota Medical will undoubtedly change and grow and evolve. So it's an exciting time. If you have questions, I'd be happy to help. Otherwise, hopefully this is a nice, streamlined, consolidated overview. All right, have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.